you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the school committee meeting for February 20th, 2024. And before you, you have an agenda. May I have an approval?
So move.
May I have a second? Second. All in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Welcome, everybody, on this chilly night. I'd like to open up for public comment. If there is any public comment for tonight's meeting. Seeing none, we will move straight into presentations and discussions. Our superintendent, Dr. Hallett, is not able to join us this evening. So, Barbara, would you like to come up and start the presentations? Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to see you again. So I'm here to present on the Seal of Biliteracy, which we're really excited that we have opted into. It's a program through the state, and it is a nationwide. The Seal of Biliteracy exists in most states except South Dakota, and or it's in the early stages there, as you can see. And the Seal of Biliteracy is an award given by the state that the districts in Massachusetts can opt into, and the state then puts stamps the transcript or the diploma with a seal that certifies that the student is biliterate in a language other than English. And it's implemented to save on college costs and for employers to know that a student has biliterate skills. And in Massachusetts, it's the state that awards it, and districts can opt in, which we have done this year for the first time. The criteria to earn the seal is meeting your graduation requirements and MCAS scores exceeding 472, meeting or exceeding 472, and a score of an intermediate high on an approved world language assessment per the ACT full proficiency guidelines. So essentially, the Bulgarian school on Nantucket's very active in this, and they have they've been very proactive in assessing their students. So we know that we will have some Bulgarian graduates next year who will earn the seal. And we wanted to open this up to all of our students, and it is for students who have a home language other than English, but it's also for our students who have English as the home language if they have studied Spanish or Portuguese or can demonstrate proficiency in a language other than English. So the district will arrange these assessments, and hopefully in cooperation with the community school, hopefully we'll be able to assess the students there, which again, this is the first year, so we haven't I'm walking through this for the first time. So we're excited about it though, because it's actually means that it's recognized by colleges and universities, so students can get credit toward foreign language requirements, which equates to money off on their tuition bill, and it also provides evidence to employers so that they can negotiate a higher salary in certain professions or fields. So we're very excited about offering this to the students, and I hope we will have a number of students coming forward. I have a short video here if you'd like to see it. That's kind of like a little testimonial. I hope this will work fine here. I believe it should. A little testimonial by students about the seal. Do I have sound here? That is a good question. Sorry, I didn't think that far ahead to ask you to test the sound. So it's an insignia that's actually placed on the diploma or also on the transcripts. And it's also offered for sign language. I was in Worcester previously, and they had students who earned the seal in sign language, even triliterate sign language, Spanish and English. No, we're not going to get, I'm sorry, we're not going to get sound. But these are students then now that are being interviewed about what it meant to them to receive this award. think one of the misconceptions is that it might be for students who have another language other than English at home, but it is also for our native English speakers, and hopefully promotes the idea of learning languages and developing proficiency. Sorry for the lack of sound there, but I think everybody gets the idea. So it's really a win-win for all of our students, I think, and it pertains to any world language. There's some pretty, minority world languages that are represented in these assessments that we can provide this seal for. So it's exciting. Do you have any questions? Yes.
I do. This is starting this year, or is something that
Starting this year.
this year? So it'll
Yes.
be available for all high school students?
Seniors.
Seniors.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say once it's fully established, can someone backtrack like a prior alumni?
That's a great question, and that's something I could ask and explore with the Department of Education. I don't know.
Okay.
But thank you. That's a great question to ask. Yeah. Yeah.
No questions, thank you.
You're welcome.
I was interested in the signing. Does that count as a world language?
Yes. ASL. It counts as a foreign language. So students who come to the United States who are deaf are required to be placed in SEI classrooms and receive, the same services that an ESL student would receive.
I think it's great. I talked to some friends because we already
Good.
talked about this
Yes.
before, and they were really excited.
Good.
Because it's something I feel like after I moved here, I haven't really studied Portuguese the way I used to in Brazil. So I feel like if we have a test and everything, it would be
Yes.
more like
Yes.
I would still study English, and then I would probably
Yeah.
maintain my Portuguese.
Continue
so I feel
reading
like
in
that's really good.
Portuguese,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's true for a lot of our Spanish speakers and Bulgarian speakers. I think it's a lot of our non-native speakers of English. I'm hoping that that's what will take hold, is that they will maintain their literacy in their home language.
Yeah.
So it's time sensitive, so let me know. Okay.
Okay.
Because we have to have time to order the tests, have you take them, and then get the scores back.
Yeah.
So.
But we're gonna have a meeting about this, right? I think someone mentioned that. that we're gonna have
I'm
presentation?
hoping to present at the senior, you guys have a scholarship meeting
Yeah, on
coming up on
Thursday.
Thursday? I'm gonna present
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
and maybe pass around a paper for you guys to sign up if you're interested.
All right.
Right,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that actually answers my question. So you don't have to take the language class at school. You could be
No.
learning it on your own. But
That's
as long
correct.
as you are able to pass the proficiency
Yes,
test.
yes. Yeah, they have, all the languages are represented in these assessments. So languages beyond what we teach, like we have Latin and Spanish here. I am hoping that it will help us to beef up our heritage language class, the Spanish language class, so that, Spanish speakers will also have that. We aren't able to offer that for Portuguese speakers or, speakers of Bulgarian or a lot of, patois. But those assessments are available, so if students are keeping it up at home on their own with their families, they're able to take an assessment
Yeah, I
to
think
demonstrate
it's
that.
wonderful and a great encouragement for our students to maintain their language
Yes,
at home.
yes, and
Because
hopefully,
so often students
yeah,
drop their language
Yes.
and speak
Yeah.
in English.
and hopefully promote for our English speakers the foreign language piece, right? Hopefully they'll
Right.
become a little bit more motivated or interested to begin to own the language. So often foreign language, I think, is about learning about the country or the language and the culture, but not really owning the language to operate in it. So hopefully this will help to pivot some of that.
And I love the
Yeah.
American Sign Language.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a class on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Just throwing it out in case anybody might be here in the room.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
You're welcome.
Thanks. And speaking about classes after school, I'd love to welcome the community school staff.
I don't know where you're.
We'll start our presentation with an American Sign Language class.
Oh, funny you should say that.
See if I can get this pulled up. And I have with me tonight our new sports and wellness coordinator, Jasmine, and our camp director, Adrian. So they're going to take over once I get this up and running here. Great. Awesome. My name is Jasmine. I'm the sports and wellness coordinator at Nantucket Community School. My job includes a lot of stuff, but mainly my time is consumed with doing CPR, overseeing tennis, coaching gymnastics, and also overseeing our yoga and Qigong wellness classes. In the summer, we also have basketball clinics and flag football clinics. And there we go. Perfect. There we go. So yep, this is everything that I currently do. Just all bulleted out. That should have started first. Sorry. One of our most popular programs that we have after school are tennis classes. So our tennis classes are an hour long and they're broken up into age groups. We've been hosting tennis classes at the new courts on Bacchus Lane. We first started this summer and it's been a great success. We have offered classes this fall and we'll be starting up again just as early as next month, and we'll be going back to our youth classes starting in March. Another popular program is gymnastics. I'm personally very proud of this because it's the program that I coach, along with two other coaches who were recently hired this past year. So we offer year-round classes for children as young as 1 year old, and that is in our parent-child class. And our oldest girls and boys are currently 12 years old. So classes are broken into their age groups, and then we typically do it by ability once they're in our groups. And also we do, in the summertime, we transition over into summer classes and clinics, which is more where we're seeing still our year-round community, but then we're also seeing some seasonal residents as well. Nantucket Community School is the only place where you can get your CPR certification on Nantucket in person in real time. We offer 3 different type of CPR classes. We offer, our most popular one is First Aid CPR and AED. We also offer just normal CPR AED and also BLS, which is for healthcare professionals, which stands for Basic Life Support. We have public classes that happen monthly, and then we also have private classes, which this could be for maybe a particular group of people, maybe it's for a company. In general, CPR, I have inquiries about this coming through my inbox on a daily basis, so it's definitely something that Nantucket Community School is very proud to be offering to our community. These are some of our pictures from this past summer of our kids in our basketball clinics and our football clinics, both which are very, very popular and gaining more popularity, I feel, as like the years go on. Now I'll hand it over to Adrienne.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Hello everyone, my name is Adrienne Peterson. I'm the ACKventure camp director at the community school. Our summer camp is offered to 2 different age groups. ACKventure Junior is offered to ages 3 and 4 from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. with the option of early bird from 8 to 9 as well. ACKventure Full Day is offered to ages 5 through 8 from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. with also the option of early bird. We are very fortunate to be able to use the NIS playground, the inside space, the fields, and the high school pool. A typical day for campers includes arts and crafts, science experiments, swim lessons, field games, water-based activities, and field trips. Nantucket, as we know, has incredible opportunities for young children to learn about the island and its history. ACKventure collaborates with the Linda Loring Foundation, Mariah Mitchell Association, NISHA, and the Nantucket Historical Association. Last summer, every Friday, we were able to celebrate the week with pizza from Sophie T's and a visit from Hang Loose Ice Cream Truck. I love watching the kids grow their Nantucket knowledge with our amazing collaborators, and I'm excited for another summer. I should have put it to that page, sorry. Here we are.
Are there any
Thank you.
questions for either?
Laura?
I'm just curious, do you offer scholarships for island families for the programs?
We offer financial aid. I'll let Adrienne speak to that because that's more of a summer camp question.
Yes, we do offer financial aid. It is income-based. Susan Richards is kind of the head of that. But yes, we do offer financial aid.
For sports programming, we don't, since they're kind of these one-off lesson type things that it's not really consistent like a traditional day camp is. Instead we offer an islander rate and then an off-island rate. So our island residents, as long as they're enrolled in public school, they do receive a discounted rate for any sports programming at Nantucket Community School in the summertime.
Actually, any island. Any, right.
Yes, sorry,
So
in any school.
Great, thank you.
Tim?
There used to be a lacrosse camp. Is that?
So funny enough, we did try to offer lacrosse this past summer, but it just had almost no enrollment, so it just didn't take off. We didn't have enough interest in it, so we have not offered it since then. There just wasn't enough to run the program this past summer that I can speak to, at least. I'm not sure about previous years.
Is that the same with basketball and soccer?
Basketball, we currently still offer in the summertime. Soccer, we have not offered. We've kind of talked about it recently, but has not been offered since I've been on board as of May of 2023.
Coach Belichick coached lacrosse a number of years ago. Nick?
I do have one more question. How do you recruit your counselors? And are they mostly island residents or?
I would say that for the sports department for our coaches, it's kind of a mixed batch. It really depends. Last year, I felt like as if we had a lot of seasonal people coming who were either college students or just here visiting family or friends. This year, specifically speaking, it's actually the opposite. We actually have more residents, and it's more of a word of mouth type thing, which really has gone, at least in my department, just with other coaches who maybe coach another sport during a different season and want to come coach in the summertime, or people who just want that transition from not working in a school setting, a traditional school setting in the summertime, and want to just coach. I think in the counselor perspective for the day camp, it's also kind of a mixed batch. It depends on the year.
I've had a couple applications from off-island, but a handful of high school students.
And sorry, I didn't read the summer sport clinics, the flag football and basketball. So the tennis and gymnastics, that's year round?
Yeah, well, so tennis does not happen in the wintertime, but it's basically as year-round as we can get it. But gymnastics is year-round through the school year and the summertime.
I'm impressed with the youngest age being 1.
Yeah, so that's in our
Bringing my
It's really
granddaughter.
cute.
that's our parent-child class, which I actually, funny enough, when I first started coaching gymnastics when I was 16, which seems a very long time ago now, that is the very first class that I was able to teach by myself, and it's a parent-child class. So I'm glad that we're still able to offer it here on my new home in
And
Nantucket.
where do you, having a little bit of history of the gymnastics equipment in the school and in and out, where do you do this?
So in the school year right now, we are at the elementary school, and then in summertime we transition over to the middle school. So kind of the equipment currently for gymnastics is split into both gyms, and we kind of grab and go as need and as how I see fit. So our groups for the year-round classes are broken into seasons. So in the fall season, if I know that we don't have a lot of people enrolled in certain classes, maybe I'll put some of the other equipment back at CPS, and then as the new session turns over, then I may grab some stuff from CPS, bring it back to NES, and then at the end of the school year, we just make sure all of our equipment for the summertime is back at the middle school, and it's all set up. But right now in the school year, we break up and set down every single day, so it's kind of easy to assess what I need and what I don't need. And then in the summertime, when we have more people coming in and out each week, it's just all set up, and I'm just kind of pulling from the closet for what I think that we need for our classes.
You make it sound very easy, but I know it isn't. Seeing people
Yeah.
moving in and out. Gymnastics equipment
It's
is
def-
not easy to move.
It's definitely a lot of work, but we actually, we also, I wish I talked about this more, we have an apprentice program between our dance and gymnastics program currently. So this is for our high school students who are looking for volunteer hours and looking to get it in a different kind of unique way. So it's not all by myself. It used to be once upon a time, but right now I'm very fortunate to have some high school helpers that are coming in and getting their volunteer hours with setting up the gymnastics gym, but also then helping alongside teach gymnastics classes and dance classes with me and Miss Kelly, which has been, we're very, very fortunate.
That's great. That's fabulous. Bruna?
No questions. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you both. I like having a community school present a couple of times in a year rather than the traditional once. Fit it all in, so yay. All right, moving on to our votes. We have, let's see if I can not mess this up. May I have an approval, please, for the Will Brown Donor Advice Fund to Nantucket Community Schools Learn to Swim program in the amount of $500.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Did I miss one?
Yes.
I did,
Yes.
didn't I? Oh, I missed,
Eunice.
oh yes, I missed, how did I miss Eunice? Read all about Eunice. What a great presentation last week. May I have an approval, please, to approve the honorary diploma for Eunice Ross?
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That's great. May I have an approval, please, for the donation of the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation to Nantucket Community Schools ACKventure Camp in the amount of $20,900?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. May I have an approval for the donation from the MIT Club of Cape Cod to Nantucket High School Science Department in the amount of $600?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have an approval, please, for the Nantucket High School overnight field trip to the Boston Public Library, March 29th and 30th of this year?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. May I have an approval, please, for the transfers and invoices?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, subcommittee work. Anybody been meeting and?
I attended Nantucket Education Trust meeting, which was very
Oh,
exciting.
good.
Yes, I was very happy to be there. I'm looking forward to working with that committee. It seems like we're going to be busy and get a lot done, so that was.
Are you on it now?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent.
It's great. And I attended the Cape Cod Collaborative meeting, which we focused a lot on the needs of, particularly in special services.
Yeah.
There's a great need on the Cape. They've lost a number of teachers at High Point Academy, so they're looking into provisional licensure and emergency licensure there. So, but on the happy note, everyone has bus drivers.
Wow.
Everyone on the Cape
Wow.
and here, so report.
That is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I sat in last week on what I believe is the last TA negotiations meeting, but I'm not the one to announce that. I just did.
Well,
But
sort of.
it's going well, let's say that, very well.
Excellent.
And then there was a food lunch program meeting that was, some dates went out, but it was around the school vacation. So I think they've now come up with a March meeting, and I know Martin, will be in attendance,
And I will as
yeah,
well.
and I
Yeah.
will too. So hopefully in early March we'll have more of an update for the lunch program. Don't have anything else on.
One of the concerns I had is you're going to be tasting.
Tasting the food, the lunch,
Yeah.
That's a good,
I thought
Point.
that was part and parcel.
I thought it was too, but it's going to be via Zoom, so I don't know.
yeah, I don't think it's
I
gonna
don't know
happen.
if that part figured.
We could arrange that.
But I mean, I just wonder if we have concerns about food being tossed, That-
Yes.
we partake.
I feel that this is kind of a regroup, don't you
Yeah,
think?
it
Mark,
is a
is that your sense as
regrouping.
well? And I think then we'll go from there. We haven't met in quite some time. It's been, I would say, a year.
It's been a while, yeah, it's been quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's an excellent point, and I think that if that happens, then it needs to happen here, so we don't get into Board of Health, issues of transferring food or dropping it off to places, and I think we will learn a lot, from sitting in lunch in any of the schools, and maybe we should split up and not all go to,
That's
not
a
go
good
to
idea.
one school.
Yeah.
We go the
Great.
same day, but some of us go to the lower grades and some of us go to the upper grades.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll let you know when we're doing it.
That's great. Should do that.
Okay, I will. We will. Bruna, will you have your update?
I feel like we're just ready for the break. We had the principals list last week, so that was that. And the big thing is the golf club dinner tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. Sports are ending. Yeah.
Do you know how many students applied for the golf club? Do you have that
I
number?
think it was, I'm not sure, but like about 30 for one of them, and then maybe 50 for the other one. Around that number, I'm
Wow.
not sure.
Do you
Yeah.
know how many will be selected?
I don't know what's the cutoff. The first phase, I don't know how many are like
I'm not
cut
sure
off.
either.
I'm not.
No, well, that's exciting. For our next, I can't believe I'm not quite beating the record, but I'm very close to it. For the agenda for our next meeting, we'll have student enrollment, the dropout rate report, high school program of study, which, will that be ready by then? I guess it will be. Great. The MCAS Civics pilot, be interested to hear about that. I wonder how the civics classes are going, as we've got our history teachers teaching the financial class this year, part of the change in, I think, the curriculum. So that would be interesting to see how that's going for them and the students, as opposed to, I think, the math teachers were teaching it before. It's a required graduation, so I think it would be good for us to check in and see how prepared our teachers feel and how they feel, how successful they feel this year. And then we've got the 12th of March being the workshop meeting, which we will discuss. I think it would be good if we could get, I know you've sent it out, Katie, the self evaluation, but I think if we could bring our self-evaluations, like, and then we can have that the discussion. Does that sound good with everybody? Okay.
And that will be here or in the boardroom?
I'm not sure if we know where that will be yet. Right, usually it's, yeah. And that will be the same time, 6 p.m. most likely, unless we wanted to do it earlier or. So maybe if you could look and let Katie know if we might be able to do it at 5 if that works for for you. And that's a good idea.
Exactly.
Okay. Can we propose that workshop at 5 then? Okay, that'd be great. Okay. Anything else? For the order? No? All right, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
May I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I think that is a record. Oh, I was
Yes.
like, Miranda is so good. This is so good.
I can't wait for graduation. That's going to be, I love the idea. Love it.
I think it's so great. Miranda, before you go, I want to ask you